What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing here a deck profile for my Scrafty deck. This is a very old deck I guess, because it came out all the way back in Champion's Path. Though it's not necessarily the oldest of decks, it will definitely survive rotation, that's for sure. But even so, this is definitely one of those decks that I don't see a lot of people actually putting in any effort to working on. And I thought I might as well just give my own take on this particular deck, because it is definitely something I find to be quite interesting, and it does have a lot to offer in its own unique way. However, before I start the video, I would like to remind you guys to drop a like, share, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to also hit the bell notification. However, with that being said, let's get started. So to begin with Pokemon, we're easily playing 4 copies of Scrafty, as well as 4 copies of Scraggy. Our really 2 key cards here, of course, it's only a stage 1 Pokemon, which is what makes it so amazing. Has 120 HP, the Scrafty, and the card, or the attack, Bad Brawl, is what we actually want to focus on. So it requires 1 Dark Energy and 2 Colorless Energy, and it deals 90 damage. However, if you played Piers from your hand this turn, then you deal 90 extra damage, meaning you're dealing 180 damage total, which is very powerful. And that's not even considering the fact that if you're using other cards to help facilitate your plays, you could potentially go even higher than that. Now, as a means to support our Scrafty, I wanted to also play here a Galarian Obstagoon engine, and I didn't want to play the one from Rebel Clash. I wanted to play the one that's over here, and that is the ability Wicked Ruler. Basically, once per turn, you can have your opponent discard cards from their hand until they have 4 in their hand. So you're actually depleting their resources, and it's quite a mean deck to be honest, but it's just something I find to be quite a nifty engine to work in. So this is what I'm going to play as the ratios, and yes, with 3 goons as well, you could potentially also just ping your opponent's Pokemon for extra 10 damage, so you're technically able to deal 190 damage really easily here. But even if you can't do anything about it and you can't knock out your opponent's Pokemon, you have here Knuckle Impact, 3 colorless, and you deal 180. You just can't attack the next turn, but that's okay. You just switch back into your Scrafty again and you're fine. It requires 2 retreat costs, but we have other cards that can help switch things back. And finally, for supporting Pokemon, we're playing here the Crobats V and the Eldegoss V. Of course, with the Dedenne GX being rotated out, we can't really focus on it anymore, and we need some sort of alternative, not necessarily a replacement, because there's really not much else out there that can replace a Dedenne GX, but I think the next best thing would be the Eldegoss V, acting as a very nice card to recycle your supporters. Now onto item cards, we're playing here 4 copies of Quick Ball. That's without a doubt a very key card for the deck. As I said before as well, we also wanted to do a bit of switching things up, so we're going to be playing here 4 copies of Switch. Definitely a really key card, definitely a really important card, and just gets the ball rolling. You know, it allows you to stay efficient with your attacks, allows you to consistently attack and not just stay on one particular Pokemon at a time. And that way it kind of does bother your opponent in some sort of manner, as they're trying to knock out just one of them, but you're always switching back and forth. Of course, we are playing here the Goon engine, so I am playing 4 copies of Rare Candy. Of course, I'm not playing 4 copies of Goon, so why am I playing 4 copies of Rare Candy? Well, I wanted to actually be a little more consistent in this case, so I wanted to maximize it, and as a result, it would be easier to draw into to get into your evolutions. Even if you have the extra copy, just discard it with your Quick Ball effect. As an additional bonus, we're going to be playing here the Yell Horn. Yell Horn is just quite a fun card. Since we're focusing on switching back anyway, it doesn't really matter, because when you switch your Pokemon or you retreat them with Yell Horn, it doesn't really matter, you know, but the fact that you get to disrupt your opponent as well in some sort of manner is definitely going to help out quite a lot and delaying their attacks. We're also going to be playing Power Pad here. Power Pad is just a really good card to return back your supporters, and we are not playing as many supporters as our normal decks would actually be playing. But with that being said, we are also playing here some evolution Pokemon, so definitely 2 copies of Evolution Incense. Sometimes we might not get the Pokemon we need, so 2 copies of Pokemon Communication also works quite well here as well. You could adjust the ratios however you like, but this is the type of ratio I actually like for the deck itself. And just to continue to bother your opponent and establish some sort of control, we're going to be playing here 2 copies of the Pokemon Catcher. It's just a really nice card, and you don't have to play Boss's Orders, because Boss's Orders is a supporter card, and supporter cards are only restricted to once per turn, which is something I don't want, so this is better. However, I'm also going to be playing here the 4 Peers. This is without a doubt the expected amount you're supposed to play in a Scrafty deck, but you want this card to go off, you know, and this card is still a decent card. I mean, you get to add any energy card you want, as well as 1 dark Pokemon, so I wouldn't necessarily complain about this particular card. It's not that bad of a card, it's really nice, you know. Of course, I would like to have the same rarity, but even so, it doesn't really matter. This is just a really nice card that adds to the uniqueness of this particular deck. But I'm also going to be playing here 2 copies of Marnie and 2 copies of Professor's Research. Both are really great cards. You guys might be surprised to see that I'm only playing 2 copies of Research, but believe me, you don't really need too many of them anyway in this particular build. You can grab almost anything you want just off Peers and the Quick Balls. Now as for energy, of course, we're playing a lot of colorless energy. We're playing here the 4 copies of Twin Energy. That makes sense, of course. And then Capture Energy is also that nice bonus that allows you to, I guess, as an additional thing, get out other Pokemon that you need from the deck directly, which is definitely fantastic. And of course, that goes without saying, we're playing here 4 copies of our Hiding Energy, giving our Pokemon the ability to retreat, which is definitely fantastic. We're only playing dark Pokemon anyway, except for Eldegoss. Even Crobat's dark, which is fantastic. Hiding Energy will work for it. And I'm also playing over here the 4 copies of the regular energy as well. Now, this deck is meant to be immune to the rotation, so you don't have to worry about any of these cards disappearing whatsoever. That's one of the reasons why I'm not playing Triple Acceleration Energy. I would actually include Triple Acceleration Energy because we are playing the Obstagoon, which requires 3 colorless. But because Triple Acceleration Energy is going to be rotated soon, I decided to stick to this particular amount of energies and this particular ratio. However, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this particular deck profile. I hope you guys actually have fun playing this build. It's definitely very different from a lot of decks out there. It does its own thing. And yeah, it's definitely fantastic. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. I'll see you all next time.